Your time has come to party. It's a jiggle wiggle party. It's a jiggle wiggle wiggle.
Hey, this is Mike McCready, your host on episode 48 of the Hookblast Podcast.
It's a jiggle wiggle party. Oh.
This is the first episode of season 4 of the podcast where we discover a few new catchy songs. You add the ones you love to your own streaming playlists. You can easily find them on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, and YouTube by visiting hookblast.com. Okay, it's 2021, and if one door closes and another one opens, well, your house is probably haunted, and that's no way to start off the new year. I have to say, though, I'm very hopeful this year is going to be better than last. It's not even really the highest bar it has to clear. It doesn't even really have to clear a low bar. It'll be a better year as long as we can all go to the bar. Sorry. I made a few resolutions this year. The most significant one was to not give up on the others until at least March 15th. And, well, that would beat my previous record by just over 3 months. My wife says she wants to read more this year, so it's kind of my big special gift to her over the holidays. I showed her where the closed caption button is on the Apple TV. She loved it. She said I never cease to amaze her, and that's a compliment, right? She even gave me her Kindle. Well, she threw it at me. But, I think just realizing she wasn't going to need it anymore. And, well, I caught it, so I'm going to keep it, and maybe I'll resolve to read a little bit more this year. This season, I'm starting a couple new things. The first one is that you can go to hookblast.com and navigate to episode 48. There's a link in the show notes where you can vote for the song that you liked best today. But it's not a competition. No, it's just to see who the winner is and who the losers are. Sorry. Anyway, I'll announce the results 2 shows from now. You will have noticed the new title song for the show. It's Jiggy Wiggle Party by Lance. And, well, you probably remember I had a falling out with him, so I'll talk more about that on next week's episode. But I've started asking TikTok dancers to do their version of the Jiggy Wiggle dance during the first 30 seconds of the video version of this podcast. So if you want to see that, check it out by navigating to this episode on hookblast.com or by searching for the Hookblast Podcast on YouTube. Okay, let's play some hooks. First up today, I have a song with crunchy guitars called Music in the Streets by Osmosis Unlimited. It was inspired by Porch Fest. I said Porch Fest. You know, the free, famous, outdoor, neighborhood-wide music festival that occurs each Victoria Day weekend in May in Montreal's Notre-Dame-de-Grâce district. You tune into this show every week to learn things like that, obviously. This is Music in the Streets.
I've been a good boy, music in the streets, something for my soul to enjoy. Every day it seems to get a little bit harder. Every day anything you say can get you in hot water. Better just to not say anything to anyone. Keep your head down and hope they turn the speakers on. Life can be a jungle when you're living wild style. You the lion or the monkey or the elephant child. We all end up at the watering hole and listen to the birds sing out the sound of our soul. Music in the streets is just insanity or just something sweet in the middle of calamity. Can I have a treat? I've been a good boy. Music in the streets, something for my soul to enjoy. Music.
That's Osmosis Unlimited. You can put that one on your ska playlist. I assume you have one. Okay, next up we have something a little different, which is kind of like my household famous meatloaf recipe. That's a little different. The secret is not revealing the ingredients. But, a little oregano with some raisins never hurt anyone. This is a song that was inspired by stories of hobos. Hobos were homeless, traveling workers across the United States in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Often they jumped on a train and headed to the next place they might get a job. This is Ride That Train Tonight by Big Jim Davis.
Next to the train, gotta time my jump just right. Running next to the train, gotta time my jump just right. With a little bit of luck, I'll be in Memphis tonight. I'm gonna king of the road, gonna ride that train tonight.
All right, that song will get you moving. Well, from town to town looking for work, I mean. Sorry. It's Ride This Train Tonight by Big Jim Davis. My mom often told me I'd grow up to be a hobo. I never did, though. I mean, I did eventually leave home and look for work, but by that time I was 22 and living in the attic, and my parents had sold the house to another family, so I didn't really have a choice, according to the social workers. Okay, now comes a song, well, that you can relate to anyway. It's about falling in love with the man you hear talking on the radio. I'm just gonna let that sink in a little bit. You're thinking about me, right? Yeah, I thought so. The artist, Tracy Agaba, is from Uganda, and so is her producer on this song.
Morning has come, time to turn my radio on. No need to die, 'cause it's what just hasn't moved in a while. And the moment that his voice takes over, I get caught between feelings of gloom and doom. Can't imagine what's going to play today. How much more what is going to say. My radio man, and I know that he can make my day turn around. I got to find some way somehow turn around.
That's a catchy chorus. We don't get a lot of songs from Uganda. We'd love to get more. From all over Canada, not just the capital.
Maybe it's time for me to move on. The words in your silence tell me it's over.
You're listening to Your Possession by Planet of Rhythm.
And maybe I shouldn't have given it all. Given my whole life to be your possession. When you give yourself away, there's a bill you gotta pay. Just one more night in your possession. Just give me this time to see it through, yeah. This is my true confession. Just one more night with you.
Planet of Rhythm said they wanted to do something with a simple beat and structure and build it up with performance, so they put together a 3-chord foundation and went from there.
Do you love to move? Do you want to have fun? Yeah.
Pulling up the rear of episode 48 of the Hookblast Podcast is Ruth Naomi and her song, Let's Dance. It's a pick-me-up song that will make you feel good. Ruth Naomi says she wrote this song when she was struggling with depression and was ready to give up on life. She remembered one of her favorite songs and it brought back some joy to her life. And she wrote this song hoping that someone else might find it in their moment of need.
Let's go. So let's dance, dance, dance. Let's dance, feel good. Let's dance, feel great. Let's dance the worries away. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Push the sadness away.
Okay, that's all the time we have for episode 48 of the Hookblast Podcast. Don't forget to go to hookblast.com to vote for your favorite hook this week. Voting is open for exactly 1 week. All songs on the podcast are used with permission from the rights holders. This podcast is brought to you by Music Xray. Music Xray uses a combination of technology and human ears to identify high-potential songs and talent. Remember to rate and review and share this podcast with your friends. There's a link where you can do that in the show notes. Makes it easy. If my friends are any indication, yours will think the Hookblast Podcast is well, pretty damn okay. I'll see you right back here next week with a fresh batch of new hooks. Bye-bye.